We will be joined now by our first group of community leaders. The first community leader is going to share a story with you, and then the next two are going to ask you questions. And our first community leader is...
Hi, Senator Dodd.
Hi, how are you?
My name is Tam, and I'm from Los Angeles.
Nice to meet you.
And I'm here representing the Coalition of Humane Immigrant Rights in Los Angeles. My parents escaped the Vietnam War as boat people and were rescued by a German ship. My brother and I were born in Germany, and then we came to the United States to reunite with relatives. Once we got here, we applied for political asylum. Well, on the day of my high school graduation, and after living here for 12 years, our petition was denied. We were given a deportation order, but Germany wouldn't accept us because we're not German. And so since then, our only home has been the United States. But despite this, immigration agents raided my family's home just 2 months ago. I was separated from my mom and my dad and my little brother. I didn't know if I was ever going to see them again. Senator, I've been raised as an American since I was 6 years old. I graduated from UCLA, and I now work at a nonprofit. That's the America I believe in, one that doesn't separate families, but one that lets all of its immigrants, whether documented or not, to contribute to the building of the future of this country.
Thank you, Tam. Your first question will come from...
Hello, Senator Dodd. My name is Emira Palacios. I am from Wichita, Kansas, Sunflower Community Action. And we also an affiliate of National Training and Information Center in Chicago, Illinois. I came to this country 22 years ago as an undocumented immigrant seeking a better way of life. Since I came here, I have worked, I have gone to school, I have paid my taxes. I have abided by the rules of this country, and I have contributed to my community since the day I arrived. However, our family's journey was not easy. Through many difficulties, and after 22 years and $15,000, I was able to obtain my citizenship. My 18-year-old son and myself will be able to vote for the first time for the next president of the United States.
Great.
Tom's stories and my own are all around the country. People like her in my community who have been living here for most of their lives and have been contributing have to face the fact that they are being denied the very opportunity of the land of the free.
Okay. Take your time.
Senator Dodd. How should a nation, the values community, treat others who were born elsewhere, but are now totally woven to the fabric of America?
Thank you very much. Good job. Well, first of all, listen, let me thank you both. First, very courageous to stand up. It's one thing to be a presidential candidate and stand here, but to have a round of applause again for these wonderful people doing this here, especially in time. Doing a great job. It's very good. Let me address very directly, because time constraints are short here. I'm a strong advocate of the DREAM Act, in a sense. In fact, that's the easy thing to say. Let me tell you what I've done about the DREAM Act. Because I think, again, when you're looking at candidates, speeches are easy. Rhetoric is cheap. What you want to know, has you been there? Have you fought this fight? Have you stood up and made a difference? When I learned about the DREAM Act, and we couldn't get it done. We haven't been able to pass it yet. But in the United States Senate, you have the ability from time to time to introduce private bills and legislation. Whenever I've been able to catch a case where someone like yourself is going through a deportation order, came here as an infant child here, spent all of your life here, that family shouldn't be divided and separated. And I've introduced separate legislation to make sure in my state that people will be allowed to stay here in those situations here, keeping families together. Hopefully we can pass the DREAM Act. It should be passed. Now, let me address the issue here, because the larger question, what do we do on this issue of immigration? And it's important. I've spent a good part of my life, in fact, working on some of these issues here. Spent a lot of my life, as I mentioned earlier, in the Peace Corps volunteer in Latin America. I've chaired for 20 years the Interparliamentary Meeting with Mexico, year in and year out, dealing with a whole host of issues back and forth, immigration being a major one. Look, we have to have secure borders, obviously, here. Here you've got it. We've got some 400,000 to 500,000 people coming each year is undocumented. There are millions who try to come here every year legally. So we're going to have to deal with that security issue. We all understand that as well. We ought to make it a little more easy for people who are trying to come here legally not to have to wait as long as they have to in order to come here. That's a major obstacle and problem. Secondly, how do we do this in a way here so that's fair and just to people? We ought to be talking about human beings here.
I'm sorry, dear Senator Dodd, your 2 minutes on that response is up, but you can plug what you're going to say into the response to this next question. If
Apologize.
Sorry to have to cut you off.
I'm getting more time here than I get in those debates, though. I want to thank you for that, I tell you.